Hi everyone, it's Kelly here. Ignore my wet hair. I just can't wait another second to film this video. I'm too excited. So with that being said, welcome to my TBR video for the month of June. I am super excited about this. Hopefully I will be more successful than I was last month with reading my TBR. I read so many books in the beginning of the month, none of them for my TBR. None of them. I've read one book since my mid-month wrap up, one single book. And so I'm hoping that with June comes a brand new attitude. That's my hope. Hopefully I can change things around. So with that being said, I would actually like to keep some of the books from my last month TBR for May on the TBR for this month. So hopefully I can make some of these work because I am still really excited about these. I just haven't been reading, so I haven't been reading them. So I have all of these books that I would love to get on my TBR if possible. That is How to Get Rich in Rising Asia. I have Late Bloomer that I would love to get to. Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green. I would love to get to that one. Once Upon a Broken Heart. Of course, I want to get to this one. I almost picked that one up, but then I decided to go with Binding 13 instead. Deep Cuts and Blue Sisters also would be amazing if I could get them on the TBR, but if not, that's okay. Maybe I'll still read them. We'll see how June leads me. We'll just have to wait and see. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, first spin, here we go. Okay, red cover, a red cover. I got it. Easy. I'm gonna pick Deep Cuts. Duh. Deep Cuts has a red cover. For sure, for sure. So that is a perfect book to get this one onto my June TBR. So this one says, it's a Friday night in a campus bar in Berkeley, fall of 2000, and Percy Marks is pontificating about music again. Hall & Oates is on the jukebox, and Percy, who has no talent for music, just lots of opinions about it, can't stop herself from overanalyzing the song, indulging what she knows to be her most annoying habit. But something is different tonight. The guy beside her at the bar, fellow student Joe Morrow, is a songwriter, and he could listen to Percy talk all night. Joe asks Percy for feedback on one of his songs, and the result will kick off a partnership that will span years, ignite new passions in them both, and crush their egos again and again. Is their collaboration worth its cost, or is it holding Percy back from finding her own voice? Sounds so good. I love books about music. Daisy Jones, that's what I'm feeling from this. So I'm really hoping that I enjoy this and pick it up in June. All right, spin number 2. Oh. Hello? There we go. See what the wheel has in store for me next. We have friend pick. Whew, friend pick. Let me think about this. So I texted my sister. I'm gonna have her pick my book because she's also a big reader. So I just texted her, if you could pick one book for me to read, what would it be for my TBR video? So hopefully she responds back to me soon. Okay, so my sister got back to me. It was really quick. She knew exactly the book she wanted me to read, and that is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. So this comes highly recommended from my sister, so I'm sure that I'll enjoy it. It says, Piranesi's house is no ordinary building. Its rooms are infinite, its corridors endless, its walls lined with thousands upon thousands of statues. Within the labyrinth of halls, an ocean is imprisoned. Waves thunder up staircases, rooms are flooded in an instant. But Piranesi is not afraid. He understands the tides as he understands the pattern of the labyrinth itself. He lives to explore the house. But there is one other person in the house, a man called the Other, who visits Piranesi twice a week and asks for help with research into a great and secret knowledge. But as Piranesi explores, evidence emerges of another person, and a terrible truth begins to unravel, revealing a world beyond the one Piranesi has always known. So I feel like that gives me nothing. Like I still have no clue what this book is about. So I'm excited. I guess I'm going in blind because that didn't make a lick of sense to me. Maybe it made sense to you. Maybe you're smarter than me, but I don't know. I'm excited to give this one a try. All right, here we go. Spin 3. And we got, pole pick. Okay. I don't know about that. I'm cheating. I'm spinning again. I don't like that one. I don't want to do a poll. I don't really have social media except for YouTube, so like I don't even know who I would poll. So I'm gonna skip it. I'm making the executive decision. Let's try again. Animal sidekick. Okay, let me think about this. Okay, I don't know if this is like an animal sidekick per se, but there is an animal on the front cover, and I feel like it counts. I'm gonna go with The Spellshop by Sarah Beth Durst. This one says, this was a good place with kind people who cared about each other. There was a unicorn in the woods, mermaid in the coves, and the best raspberries she'd ever tasted. And there was LaRon. Keela has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, okay, that kind of, it's not an animal, but a spider plant, I feel like that kind of works, right? I don't know, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. Ooh. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz will flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Keela never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Alright, so why I picked this is because there is a little, like, cat on the cover, so that's why I'm choosing it. But I also feel like a animal sidekick, a spider plant, I'm counting it. Maybe there's not an animal sidekick in here, but I want to read this book, so I'm putting it on the TBR. Okay, next choice, let's see. What do you have in tale for me next? Let's see. Ooh, an author I hate. I feel like I don't hate authors. Maybe like an author that I don't like that much, or like I've read a book that I didn't like, so a repeat author, but that wrote a book that I didn't like. Let me think. Okay, so it's not an author I hate, but I did read one of her books and I didn't like it. So I feel like this counts. So the author I chose was Elle Kennedy. Now, I liked The Deal, but I read Good Girl Complex and I just did not like it. But I've heard really good things about The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. I think this is a hockey romance. Yes. Gigi Graham has exactly 3 goals: qualify for the women's national hockey team, win Olympic gold, and step out of her famous father's shadow. So far so good, except for 2 little things. Fine, a little thing and a big grumpy thing. She needs to improve her game behind the net, and she needs help from Luke Ryder. Ryder is a 6'5", built, opinionated, rude, and sexy as hell, but he's still the enemy. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm excited. She's the hockey player. I love that. He might be a hockey player too. Yes, I think he's also a hockey player. I don't know. I'm excited about this. So this one is going on the TBR. I hope it's good. Elle Kennedy has done me dirty before, but also has done me well. So I'm hoping we can kind of bridge the gap and this one will be good as well. All right, here we go. Maybe if I can click the button. Okay, what do we got? What are you going to give me this time? Mystery thriller horror. Okay, cool. So I knew exactly the book I wanted to read, and that is Confessions by Kanae Minato. And I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book. Like, truly, I've heard nothing but the most amazing things about this book. So basically, I'm pretty sure this is about someone whose daughter, when Yuko Moriguchi's 4-year-old daughter died at the middle school where she teaches, everyone thought it was a tragic accident. Now it's the last day of term and Yuko's last day at work. She tells her students she's resigned because of what happened, but not for the reasons they think. Her daughter didn't die in an accident. Her daughter was killed by 2 pupils in the class, and before she leaves, she has a lesson to teach. But revenge has a way of spinning out of control, and Yuko's last lecture is only the start of the story. Ooh, I'm just so excited. Like I said, I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I cannot wait to read this one. So I think I'm just gonna do 6 spins today, because I didn't get so far on my TBR last month, and I do want to read those books still, so I'm trying to give myself some room in my TBR. So 6 spins it is. So that means this is our last spin. Okay, let's see what we got. Title starts with B. Okay, actually easy. I'm gonna put Blue Sisters back on the TBR. That was perfect. Works out perfectly, Blue Sisters. You know, and actually I think Blue Sisters, I might have gotten this prompt before and that's why I chose Blue Sisters. Or maybe it was color in the title, I can't remember, but now we're going with Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. So let's read a little bit about it. It says 3 estranged sisters return to their family home in New York after their beloved fourth sister's death in this unforgettable story of grief, hope, and the complexities of family. It sounds like it's going to be a beautiful book, so I can't wait to read this one. So that makes my TBR video for the month finished because I want to just do 6 books. I'm trying to keep it small. So I'm gonna continue. I would still like to read all of these books, so you can kind of count these ones on my TBR as well because I still want to read them. But the official books that we chose are right over here. So we have Blue Sisters, which is a repeat offender on the TBR. We have Confessions. We have The Graham Effect. We have The Spellshop. We have Piranesi. And we have Deep Cuts. So those are the books for my TBR this month. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was a little chaotic. It felt a little chaotic for me, but you know, we made it through and we have our TBR. So hopefully I have some good reads this month. Hopefully this reading slump goes away.